Hey, welcome to Healthy Helpings TV. My name's Michelle and this is the show that makes fast food healthy and healthy food fast. Today we're revisiting actually something that we did right at the beginning of the series. We're going to be doing burgers, but I'm going to be doing something a bit different once again. Today I'm going to be doing a hamburger. I'm going to be using really nice lean topside mince, which I got my butcher to specially do for me. I just asked for really beautiful, absolutely lean mince, and that's a great reason to be going to a butcher rather than buying your meats in the supermarket, as well as no preservatives. And in my patties, as well as that, I'm going to be adding some extra fibre by including some red kidney beans and some chopped up mushrooms as well. Alright, so over at the stove here we've got some onion and garlic. I'm just going to saute that for a few minutes just till it starts to go translucent. Alright, so the onions have started to soften and I'm just going to throw in a mixture of turmeric, cumin and coriander seed. I'll give the exact quantities at the end of the episode. And we're just going to toast those just till they become aromatic, probably only about 15 to 20 seconds. Okay, next what I've got is about half a cup of really finely chopped up mushrooms. These are beautiful Swiss brown mushrooms. I find they've got the best flavour. Pop those in and give them a stir around, and you're going to cook them off until they all the liquid comes out, and then kind of they reabsorb the liquid that they put out, and that's when you know that they're done. What I'm going to do is just bring them over and put them into a strainer just so any moisture that's left over is kind of drained out. We're just going to let that cool just for a minute or two. And I'm just going to quickly wash up my pan as well because I'm going to do my burgers in this. You're going to take your pan straight off the stove and put it into water. Make sure the water is really boiling hot, because otherwise you're going to get thermal shock and you'll find that your non-stick surface will come off, or if you've got a cast iron pan it'll even crack. And I'm going to come back and open up my red kidney beans. I'm using organic tinned red kidney beans, but you could use dried ones as well. You kind of got to weigh up, I guess, the different environmental factors if you're going to be buying organic tinned beans, where they're going to be coming from and how much packaging is being used and stuff, in comparison to ones that you soak and you just buy in bulk. This is a bit of a convenience thing, and it's probably 6 in one, half dozen in the other. So make sure that you drain the beans really well, and then we're going to measure out a half a cup's worth, which is 100 grams, and put them into a bowl, and then either grab a fork or a masher, like a potato masher or something like that, and we're going to just mash up these beans. Now we're using the beans here where you traditionally probably use breadcrumbs or something like that. This is going to be like your binding mixture. Now, if you find that this doesn't really come together and you need a bit more liquid to kind of bind things together, we could always incorporate an egg white, but we'll see how it goes. Okay, so I've got about 6 ounces of extra lean beef topside there, and I'm going to mix that in and then put in the mushroom, onion and spice mix as well, and we're just going to combine that together. I also just had the idea that we might want to splash a Tabasco in there just to spice things up a little bit. Beautiful. So this should be enough to make 2 patties. So I'm going to take this over the stove, and we're going to just do this in our skillet or frying pan. Of course you could do this outside on the barbecue grill if it was warm enough. It's definitely not warm enough here. Pop on a tiny little bit of spray olive oil onto my pan just to stop things from sticking, and then I'm going to use my hands just to form this into a couple of patties. I probably need to do just one at a time. That feels about the right consistency. I don't think you need to add any egg into that, but if you find that yours is a little bit too dry or falling apart, then egg would probably be a good binding agent. Alternatively, if you find it's a little bit too wet, then just put in a few more of those kidney beans. They're a great source of fibre as well. Now originally this was a vegetarian recipe, and it was just the beans and the mushrooms when I did this, and so you can do that as well, but maybe if you're doing a vegetarian version, mix in a couple of different kinds of beans, and that way you get a complex range of amino acids, because one kind of bean only has one kind of amino in it. It'll take about 5 minutes on each side, so just flip them over after 5 minutes. Now, instead of hamburger buns, I'm going to be using a couple of wholemeal muffins. I was going to use pita bread pockets, but actually when I was reading the nutrition, these have got a lot less carbs and calories and stuff in them than what you'd find in a pita bread, so I'm going to do those instead. So I'm just going to cut those in half and pop those in the toaster while we wait for the burgers to finish cooking. Alright, so the burgers are done and so is the muffins, so I'll grab those. And bring the whole lot over. Now you could probably have these, open face if you wanted to cut down the carbs even more, or wrap it up in a low carb tortilla. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just place each on here. Now these would be great for sandwiches too. You could take them to work and have them for lunch the next day reheated. And I reckon you could probably fashion them into meatballs too if you wanted to. Okay, so I love sweet chili sauce instead of ketchup, so I'm just going to put a little bit of that on. Some locally grown tomatoes. I don't know quite where they came from in the middle of winter, but they're, I picked them up at the farmer's market anyway the other day. Some beautiful locally grown oak leaf lettuce. You could use baby spinach or rocket as well, but this is what was available to me and it's all in season, so that's what I'm playing with. And then I'm just going to spread on some avocado. Avocado season's kind of around springtime, so if you're in the southern hemisphere, it's a great time to be getting into avocado. And they're a great source of good fat, so it's much better than using mayonnaise. And pop on the lid, you got yourself a beautiful wholemeal hamburger roll with beautiful fibre from the beans, a beautiful mushroom taste, and lovely fresh seasonal vegetables to go in with it. That's Healthy Helpings TV for the week. My name's Michelle. Don't forget to check out healthyhelpingstv.com for the recipe, as well as past episodes. And if you enjoyed the show and you're watching it on another subscription network, don't forget to give us a bit of a thumbs up. Alright, so I'm going to get stuck into this. Delicious. And I'll see you next time. To make 2 burgers, you'll need half a small onion finely chopped, 1 clove of garlic chopped, 1/4 teaspoon each of cumin, turmeric and coriander, half a cup of chopped mushrooms, half a cup of red kidney beans, 1/3 of a pounder, 150 grams of lean minced beef, and a splash of Tabasco. G&M Health, building a better you.